Today, we're diving into a topic that's everywhere right now: weight loss medication. You can't scroll social media or watch TV without seeing ads for the latest weight loss drugs. They're being marketed as revolutionary, a way to finally lose weight and get your life back. And if you've struggled with food, your body, or emotional eating for years, it's easy to feel tempted, maybe even hopeful. But here's the truth: no medication can heal emotional hunger. And if food has been your comfort, your coping strategy, or your friend when life felt too hard, then silencing that hunger chemically can actually make things worse. So today, we're going to explore why you shouldn't take weight loss medication, at least not until you've looked underneath what's really driving your relationship with food. And more importantly, I'll walk you through what you can do instead to start healing from the inside out. Make sure to watch the entire video because at the end, I will share some practical tools to help you heal your relationship with food without drugs. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another video about emotional eating, food addiction, healing, and spiritual transformation. And if you want to watch more of my videos about overcoming emotional eating and food addiction, check out this playlist. Let's talk about the allure of the quick fix. Let's start with the obvious. We live in a quick fix culture. We want everything fast: food, results, relief. So when something promises effortless weight loss, our brains light up. Finally, we think this will fix it. I completely understand that reaction. I've had so many clients tell me, "Esther, I just want to stop thinking about food all the time." And weight loss medication seems to offer that relief. For many people, appetite goes down, cravings fade, and the scale moves. But here's what often happens underneath. When you take away hunger, you're also taking away one of the body's most ancient signals, a call for attention. Hunger isn't just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, and relational. It's the body's way of saying, "I need something." If you've been using food to soothe or cope, then suppressing appetite doesn't make those needs disappear. It just hides them. Here are some real-life examples from my clients. Let me tell you about Sarah, not her real name, of course. Sarah was a bright, successful woman in her 40s who had struggled with her weight since childhood. She tried every diet imaginable and always ended up feeling like a failure. When her doctor suggested Ozempic, she thought, finally, maybe this will be different. And at first it was. She lost 20 pounds in 3 months. People noticed. Compliments poured in. She felt in control for the first time in years. But beneath the surface, she felt empty. She told me in therapy, "I'm not even hungry anymore. I don't think about food, but I also don't feel joy. I feel numb." Then, a few months later, when she stopped the medication, all the old habits came rushing back. Late night eating, guilt, shame, panic, you know the drill. That's because the underlying emotional hunger had never been addressed. The medication just muted it for a while. And I want to be clear. This isn't about judgment. For some people, weight loss medications might have a medical purpose. But for emotional eaters, for people who use food to manage emotions, it's not medicine. It's a distraction. Understanding emotional eating. Let's slow this down and really look at what emotional eating is. Emotional eating happens when food becomes a way to regulate your nervous system. Maybe you come home after a stressful day and without even thinking, you find your head in the bag of chips, the chocolate, or the cookies. In that moment, food isn't just food. It's comfort, relief, grounding. And that makes sense. Food releases dopamine. It soothes the body. It fills emotional emptiness, but it's temporary. When you suppress appetite with a medication, you're essentially removing one of the only tools your nervous system knows to self-soothe. That's why so many people feel anxious, irritable, or emotionally flat while taking these drugs. Your body is saying, "You took away my coping mechanism, but you haven't given me anything new." This is why so many of my clients describe feeling like they're at war with their bodies, because they are. They've been taught that their bodies are the enemy. instead of realizing their bodies have always been trying to protect them. Here's what doesn't get talked about enough: the emotional fallout of using medication as a quick fix. When your appetite disappears, you might feel like you've finally conquered food, but you've also silenced your body's voice. I had another client, Jenna, who said something so profound. She told me, "I finally lost the weight, but I still hate my body." And that's when she came to the painful realization that the medication hadn't changed her relationship with herself. Because weight loss doesn't heal shame, it doesn't touch the trauma that made food feel safe. It doesn't teach you to regulate your emotions or love your body through discomfort. And for many emotional eaters, that internal war with the body only gets louder once the medication stops working. Because deep down, they're still searching for the same things: comfort, connection, self-acceptance. What's really needed for lasting healing? So if medication isn't the answer, what is? This is where real healing begins. And it's slower, gentler, but infinitely more powerful. Here's what I teach my clients and what I want to share with you. 1. Learn to regulate your emotions. When you feel triggered, anxious, or lonely, ask, what am I really hungry for? Sometimes it's rest, sometimes reassurance, sometimes connection. Food can't fill that, but awareness can start to heal it. 2. Heal early trauma. For many people I work with, food was the first safe person. It never judged, never left, never hurt them. So of course they turn to it in times of stress. Through trauma-informed therapy like somatic work or inner child healing, you can start to build new emotional safety. 3. Practice self-compassion. I know that sounds cliche, but it's radical. Most of us have an inner critic that's vicious, telling us that we're weak, lazy, broken. The antidote isn't discipline, it's gentleness. 4. Build body trust. Start to eat intuitively again, listening to your hunger and fullness cues, allowing pleasure, respecting your body's signals. That's what long-term healing looks like. The path of real freedom. One of my favorite client moments came from Rachel, who told me after months of therapy, I haven't lost a ton of weight, but I feel peaceful around food for the first time in my life. That's freedom. It's not about the number on the scale. It's about not obsessing over it anymore. And that's what I want for you. If you've been considering weight loss medication, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I truly hungry for? Because healing your relationship with food starts by listening, not silencing. When you learn to meet your real needs, emotional, relational, spiritual, your body no longer has to carry that pain through food. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And remember, you are not broken, and your hunger, emotional and physical, is simply your body asking to be heard. I would love to hear about your own experiences with emotional eating and weight loss drugs in the comments. Please also leave a comment if you found the tools I outlined in this video helpful and how you use them so you can inspire others on a similar journey to heal.